Hey guys, so I wanted to do a palette collection for you all, just to show you what palettes I have, what I think of them, their quality, which ones I use the most, which ones are my favorite, which ones I may not like as much. So I have them all right here in front of you. I store the big ones and the ones that I use the most in this little container right here, and I just got this from Hobby Lobby, so I fit most of my big palettes in there, and then I take my smaller palettes and I just put them inside of here. This is an Alex drawer, so I just store kind of my smaller palettes in there. So starting off with these smaller palettes, I have this e.l.f. palette. This is the Mad for Matte. Honestly, I don't use this as much as I used to. I do think it is pretty if you're looking for just an all matte palette. The pigmentation is decent, but I'm just not reaching for it as much as I used to. Then I have this IBY palette that I received from a BoxyCharm, I believe. These are really pretty. They are very creamy, and as you can see, they are extremely pigmented. My only problem is I'd get more use out of it if I could figure out how to pop these little pans out and then just put them inside a Z palette. I feel like I use them a lot more, but because they're in, you know, this little palette and I just store it in my drawer, I don't see it as often, so I'm not reaching for it as much. Right here is the Tartelette Tease palette. It just comes with these 6 shades right here. They are really pretty. I do like them, but again, because I feel like I just don't use the small palettes as I use the bigger palettes, but I do think that these colors are really, really pretty. It comes with 2 shimmer shades and then 4 matte shades. So you can see the pigmentation. They are really, really gorgeous. I think that you could probably do a whole look with this palette. Next, I have this Too Faced Cat Eyes. So the reason why I have this is because I purchased the little mystery bundle thing that came out with Too Faced during the holidays, and you don't know what you're going to get. You basically, I think it was like $40 or something, and you got so many items. Anyways, I wasn't too impressed with what they put in the mystery bag, and honestly, I never even used this. I swatched like that color right there and maybe one of these. I do like these shades right here. They would be good for, you know, an all-over shade. This one is a really pretty highlight shade, you can see. So it does, you know, it's pretty. I just don't use it. I'm not really gravitated towards these colors at all. Honestly, I'd never probably wear that purple or that blue, so I've just gotten no use out of it at all. Next is this Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. A lot of people say that this is a dupe for the Naked One palette. I do like this. These shades are right up my alley. I like those kind of shades a lot. They are creamy and they are extremely pigmented as well. It is really pretty. It does have this really pretty duochrome color right here, which is awesome. It's like a purpley blue color. I think it looks pretty cool. So, alright, and then next I have this Sonia Kashuk one. It's actually still in its packaging. I haven't opened it yet and played with it. I do want to do a first impressions video on it, so I just haven't had the chance to play around with it quite yet, so I'll let you guys know in that video whether I like it or not. And then same with this CoverGirl True Naked palette. In fact, it still has its little seal on it. I haven't opened it yet. So I also want to do a first impressions on this, do a look with it, and tell you guys how I like it. And then again, I have this Pixie, it's Judy Time palette. I just recently ordered this and got it in the mail. I swatched some of them and they swatched really, really pretty. I'll show you guys here. So there are the swatches right there. I really, really enjoy this. Also, I haven't put it on my eyes yet because I am going to do a first impressions with this, and I'll let you guys know how I like that one. Moving on to this big guy right here, I'm going to start in the back with the palettes that I have back here. So right here I have the Morphe 35F. So here is the palette right here. It has all these shimmery shades, and then it has these matte shades right here that are warm and neutral. So I think the F stands for fall. It is very fall palette. These highlight shades up here are so gorgeous. They are so soft. This shade right here is gorgeous. So it is a good palette if you're looking for mostly shimmery shades. I do like having all these shimmery options here. Next I have this BH palette, blush palette. I do like this. The one thing is that a lot of them are almost like too pigmented. Just feel like when you go to put it on your cheeks, it just is almost a bit too pigmented, so you have to use a really light hand. Next I have the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. Out of all the three, I just have this one, but I honestly like this shade range a lot better than the other ones. The only issue that I have with this palette is that there's only 3 matte shades in here, and I wish there was more. I feel like you would get a whole lot more looks if there were more mattes in here. Maybe I just haven't played with it enough to like see. I just feel like it doesn't give the best like color payoff. I do really like the colors, but I just feel like I do tend to have to work quite a bit with these 2 shades. So I like it, but unfortunately it's not my all-time favorite palette. Next I have some single shadows here. Most of these are Makeup Geek. I do have some Anastasia in here as well, but these are the kinds of things that I go for the most. Just like being able to build my own palette, choosing my own colors, what I want to put in here. What shades are in here? This is Shimma Shimma. I love this shade. It's one of my all-time favorite shades. These up here are their foiled shadows. These are also really pretty. And then even the mattes. This is Bitten. They're all just so pigmented. So you can see just how pigmented these shadows are. Alright, the last one in this top level is the Zoeva Naturally Yours. I talked about this in my haul video. I still haven't tried it out on my eyes, again, just because I do want to do a first impression video with it. But I hear amazing things from Zoeva. Touching them, they feel so nice, so creamy and buttery, and I'm just loving the tones of these shadows. I feel like they are extremely pigmented. And swatching them on my hand, wow, yeah. And then coming up on this second row is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This has got to be one of my favorite palettes. I absolutely love this. The shades in here are gorgeous. They are very blendable, very pigmented, as you can see. Swatching them right there, they're gorgeous. I honestly absolutely love this palette. Next, of course, I have the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia, and this one is gorgeous. I'm sure you've probably seen it everywhere. Everybody's talking about it, and there's definitely a reason why. These shadows just feel like melted butter. They feel so good. They're so pretty. So pretty. So I love these. This shade right here, I love it. It's so gorgeous. So this is one that I would definitely recommend to everybody. Alright, the next one I have is the Lorac Pro 3. This is the only palette that I have out of the Pro palettes, and I actually like this one a lot. Again, I love those rosy toned eyeshadows, more neutrals. This one is so pretty. I feel like if you aren't so big onto very dramatic looks, I mean, obviously you can definitely create a dramatic look with this palette, but I do feel like this is one that just creates the most beautiful natural eye looks. This one is one of my favorites, and these are so dang creamy and extremely pigmented, as you can see here, and it's one of my favorites. And along with Lorac, I have the Lorac Unzipped palette, and again, of course, I got the one that has rosy tones in it because I just love them so much. So you got some shimmery shades, you got some of your matte shades. These ones are also just as pigmented. Alright, next I have the Tartelette in Bloom palette. This one is also so pretty. So you have 3 shimmery shades and the rest of them are matte. So I definitely feel like you can make so many good looks using this palette. They are nice and soft. I wouldn't say they're like super buttery, but You can see the shades right there. The next palette I have is this Carly Bible palette. The reason why I like this is because, number one, it's so affordable. It's only $14. It's on BH's website. I know it's limited edition and it's going out of stock soon, so pick this one up while you can. You get these 4 beautiful highlight shades right here, and then all these eyeshadows. I just love them. The highlight shades are so extremely pigmented. If you're on a budget and you're looking for a good palette, this is one that I would definitely recommend. Next, I have the Morphe Kathleen Lights palette, and it is so pretty. If you like Morphe eyeshadows, you're gonna like this. If you like Kathleen, you're gonna love this. This pop of green is so pretty and so pigmented. They are gorgeous. This one, you can create so many looks using this palette. I mean, honestly, if you just wanted to get one palette from Morphe, this is the palette that I'd go for. I believe it's still on their website. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's there. I'm not 100% positive just because I know it was limited edition. So if you haven't checked this one out, I definitely would. It is the Morphe, I believe this is called, I don't remember which one. It says 25B on the back. I think this is the copper one. This one is really pretty. They came out with this one and a more warm toned palette. This one is definitely more of the shades that I like. It is, again, extremely pigmented, very buttery. I like this one a lot. If I'm looking for more of a purpley, grungy kind of look, this is the palette that I go for, and then I just pop one of those shimmery shades in there. And then onto this row right here. First, I have this NYX blush palette. I do like this palette quite a lot. The one thing is, it is so pigmented. You can see there on my fingers. It's very pigmented, and I barely put my fingers in there. So when you do use this, I would use a really light shade. They also have this like highlight shade in there and this like gold shade. Honestly, I'm not sure what I'd use this gold one for, but alright, the next thing I have in here, these actually aren't ColourPop shadows. These are my NYX shadows. I did a tutorial using NYX products and I used these in here. This one isn't NYX, but all of these are NYX, and I just popped it in this little ColourPop palette. So these ones are good. They're not my favorite. They are $4 each. But if you're gonna spend $4, I'd just go to ColourPop and use those ones. Here is all of my ColourPop shadows, except for these two. These are the Kylie Jenner shadows. These are all my ColourPop shadows. They are so nice, so creamy, so pigmented. The mattes are beautiful. I really like these. I would highly recommend these. These are up there with my Makeup Geek shadows. I actually have been using these ones a whole lot more than I have been using my Makeup Geek shadows, so I would really recommend these ones to you if you're looking for a little bit of a cheaper shadow. Alright, next I have the Kylie Cosmetics palette, their Burgundy palette. I do like this. Honestly, I'm not reaching it for it very often. These glittery shades do tend to have a lot of fallout, but they are really pigmented, so I would just warn that if you do use these, definitely put them on first before you do your foundation, or else you're going to have glitter everywhere. But other than that, it is a good palette. I do like it. I'm just not reaching for it as much as I would like to. Next, I have these two Studio Makeup On The Go palettes. I got both of these in a BoxyCharm. So they have this one, which is more of your warm brown neutral shades. I do like these a lot. They are very pigmented. I'm saying that about like everything, but they are gorgeous. I really like them. Here's the other one that I got. This is more of a purple taupey kind of palette. These shadows are really pretty. This one does have a whole lot of dang glitter in there and it falls out everywhere, but it is really pretty. The matte shades are very pigmented as well, as you can see, so this one is a good one too. And my last palette is the Nubian by Juvia's. I recently got this as well. I've only used this one once before, but it is gorgeous. I love this. This is my kind of palette with the rosy reds, warm shades. I love this a lot. I think I am going to do a video just doing a look with this palette right here, just because I think it's so pretty. You can see how pigmented they are. The matte shades are actually extremely buttery. So you can see them right there. I really, really enjoy them. Alright, so there are all of the palettes that I have. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you have a palette that you're absolutely loving, definitely let me know about it in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Then also ring that little bell so that you're notified for all my future videos. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.